Welcome back, everybody, to the 2023 Derby City Classic One Pocket Division. This is round 7. We're jumping right into the match. You see on your screen two elite players. I'm excited to do this, Alex Pagulayan and Roberto Gomez. This is a race to 3. It looks to be that Alex's pocket is in the lower right corner. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Alex is better with the bridge than probably anybody I've ever seen. He is so good with this bridge, so I cannot fault him for cutting at this ball. He'd probably like to run into the 1 or the stripe down below. Watch the cue ball. Oh, right away. Alex is going to go back a ball. He overcut this ball, which allowed him to catch that second stripe a little too heavy, causing him to scratch top right pocket. Roberto's going to have ball in hand right out of the gate. And if I'm Roberto, I think I'm shooting at the 9 here. The reason being is he's got a lot of options for position following the 9. He can draw it out with 2 rails with low right. I think a nice smooth stroke. He can get on the 15, 6, or 1. He chose to go into the stack. I feel like that was a gamble he didn't need to take. He's got a shot on the 3. Just feel like that was a little bit more of a gamble. Maybe he was cinching the ball and expected to come away with something better. He should be okay here. Yeah. So this is the problem with that first shot. One failed attempt at position leads to another failed attempt, and the shots become tougher and tougher, and that's a result. Alex right away looking at the 7-11 combination. Believe he's going to try and nudge the purple 4 and get a shot on the 2. Yeah, like so, and he's cleared the 7 for an open pocket with the blue 2. Now he's got plenty of options. He could stop there and then come around for the 15. If he wants to take it a step further, he might be able to draw back and try and get on the 8, but I think stopping there is pretty good, unless he's got an angle to go into the 8, get on the purple 4 now. He might be able to maximize his run. I think that's what he's looking at now. Sometimes you just want to keep it obvious, simple. And if he stops there, he can cut the 7 with inside and guarantee a shot on the 15. Remember, Roberto just had ball in hand, right? So I think Alex knows, and there's nobody better than Alex in knowing his position at the table. Okay, he chose to go into the 8. I don't know if he wanted to be this steep, though. If it's got a full pocket, I think he's okay. He might bump into the 13 off the side rail. One concern there is getting jacked up over the 5. Let's see how he plays this. Okay, he hit it real cleanly. Notice he gave himself the props, kind of like, yes, I hit that good. He knows how important that is. It opens everything up. Note the 8, 14, 13 all pass now. 15's available next. And the 5 is wide open. So big turn of events in game number 1. And that's where he wants to be with the cue. I mean, he does look this table over very well. He can be high or low on the 15. It's personal preference. He does not want to be on the rail. That is the last place he wants to be, is on the rail. And he knows it. We are playing on 4 1/4 inch pockets as well, so there's not as much forgiveness when you're pocketing a ball. Therefore, position becomes all too important. He does have an angle, but as I mentioned just a little bit ago, once you start getting out of position, sometimes it can lead to more problems. This young man has better cue ball control than most. That's why he's unhappy with where he's at right now. And if he's leveling out, meaning not elevating the back of his cue, he's going to have to put some outside English on the ball. Looks to me like he's going to try and come between the 6 and 12. Unless he's got a bigger angle than I think. Oh, he's got a little better angle than I thought, but this is still trouble. Yeah, I don't even know that he can't shoot at this 8, I don't believe. Too much risk involved. He's playing for 4. But note the ball positions. Yeah, the placement of these balls tell me that there's no way he can shoot the 8. He's just going to pocket the 3 and play the cue ball to the rail. That's a missed opportunity, in my opinion, for Pagulayan. He had an opportunity to run those balls, a real good opportunity. All started from becoming a little bit jacked up on the rail over there. Now for Roberto. Roberto wants to stay aggressive, I think, just because of the way the balls are positioned. So he's going to look for a way to get him up in the top left corner, but I don't see a real good route to that. Surveying his options, as am I. Yeah, he's got to be real careful to protect from any type of bank for Alex. Okay, watch the 5. Oh, he's got a good kiss. This is a big kiss. Very good roll there for Roberto, but he did hit it well. Now that shot affords opportunity for Roberto in the next couple of innings to stay even more aggressive. Unless Alex can somehow possibly punch this 8 into the back of the 1 and stun the cue ball forward. Looks like a very available shot. Might even be able to draw to the side rail, then to the bottom rail, like so. Yeah, this is done well, and the 1 might get in a position that, and it did, get in a position where Roberto has to be careful going up table. Roberto looking at the gap between the 10 and 6. Boy, I feel like that's risky. What are you going to do with the cue ball to avoid leaving a shot on the yellow 1? Okay, he's looking at the 13. From my angle, I don't know that that's available. That gap. It's definitely safer. I still feel like he could really lose position here, yeah. And the gap was available. He hit it perfect. Just didn't have the pace. Roberto, a fairly comical player, very light-hearted. So is Alex, but Alex seems awful serious in this match. I think he wants to win this tournament. I'm sure they both do. Alex looking for a way to play something aggressive and leave Roberto threatened up top, I believe. Once again, using the bridge. It's almost like an extension of his arm. I think he's like, what, 4'6"? Yeah, I like what he tried to do there, though. He tried to draw the cue ball below the 1 and get the 15 close. That was a really good try. I think Roberto might be bluffing. I don't know what he can shoot up top in that cluster of balls. I think he's got to remove the 15. He is trailing 4 balls to 2. I think what he's concerned about is where the cue ball is going to end up on this shot. Wonder if he can hit it heavy enough to bank the 15 up towards the center diamond and kill that cue ball in the corner. Have to hit it pretty heavy with a sort of a medium stroke with center left and let the cue ball kind of go through. It looks like he's going to draw it. Oh, wow. This is a big error here. What he was trying to do is hit that ball much more full and come 3 rails tight or 2 rails tight up towards that chalk at the top of the table, sending the ball towards his pocket and playing the cue ball up here in the center of the top rail. He hit it way too thin, clearly. Big error, Roberto Gomez, in game number 1. Let's see if Pagulayan can knock this down. Is that going to get there? That is not going to get there. Well, hindsight is 20/20, right? I don't fault him for rolling that ball by any means. He just underhit it a hair. It was on target. And as funny as it seems, it feels like Alex has got a huge ball lead in this game, but he's only up a ball. And Roberto needs to be aware of that. There's no time to force this. He definitely doesn't need to force it. Can he cut it to 7 and do something with the 14? Or are you pushing your luck? Just no time to press right now, I don't think. But if he feels good to it, he's close enough. He might be able to cue this correctly. Yeah, I think I'd take a little bit more time and survey the table here. Understand the ball count. Ball count playing these games are very important. But he feels good over it. If he feels good over it, let's let him shoot it. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. He double kissed the 14 in Alex's pocket, allowing the cue ball to shoot straight back towards him. Came up with nothing great. I might take a look at the 6 here before the 13. Only reason I say that is the 6 could carry position. Might be a little steep, though. When these top players are close to the ball, like Roberto was with the 7, you can never really fault them for taking it on. They're at the table. They get the best look at the ball. Now he's looking at the 6. I think it could be the shot unless it's too thin. Just don't know if the kiss is in play here. And I don't know that he can get anything else. Now, the kiss is definitely not in play, but he's overcut it by some margin. Cue ball's good. Uh, yeah, immediately I think Alex has to do something, obviously, with the 13. Can he cross it? Can he dig into it and cross it with a center right, actually he wouldn't be digging into it. He'd be crossing it into the bottom of the 15, maybe sending the cue ball 2 rails up past the 1 up to the top rail. If he executes it well, he puts ultimate pressure on Roberto. He might even make the 15. It's awfully aggressive, though. Alex is leading this game by 1 ball. Yeah, the soft kick is the shot. That's definitely the play. As I spoke earlier, there's nobody more aware of the ball count and the match situations than Alex Pagulayan. Such a tactical player and obviously deadly shot maker. That's a really rough combination if you're against him. I like this play here. Roberto's kind of unhappy with it. He didn't want everything to cluster up over there, but I think the 13 still passes. The 10 still passes. You can't ask for much more than what he just did. And I think we're going to go up table here, folks. It looks like Alex is coming off the 6. Going to bring these balls up table a little bit. Watch his cue ball. All his focus is into the cue ball. He's done pretty good. Once again, we're back in that situation. Even I feel like Alex has got some type of big ball lead. And I think Roberto senses that as well, but he really doesn't, right? We see that Alex is up 4 balls to 3. Roberto, I just sense that he wants to press here. And I don't know that it's the time. I mean, you're down a ball. You're not down 4 or 5 balls, you're down a ball. He's going to survey the table, but he wants to bank at that 13. There's 2 problems with that 13. One of them is the blue and white 10, and the other one is the yellow 1 ball. There's really nowhere to put the cue ball if you bank the 13. I think it's okay coming off the bottom edge of the 10 and just bringing the cue ball to this lower side rail. Yeah, this is okay. A little firm. Alex is probably going to bank at this 13. I thought he could hit it with a little bit more drag to keep the cue ball down just a fraction more. Notice the pace the cue ball come off the rail. So he definitely hit it a little firmer than he needed to, which gives Alex a lot of room to do what he wants with the cue ball, especially if he wants to bank this 13. I think that's an error. I think he shot the right shot, but didn't execute it as well as he could have by any means. Yeah, notice that Alex can control this cue ball. He can get anywhere he wants on it. He's hit it a little short. And I've noticed players doing that this tournament. The banks are coming up a little short, and you tend to not feel that way with new cloth. But it's actually playing much more true than you would expect, which is a good thing. You immediately think that Roberto's got the 12, but there's a pretty good angle there. If he elects to shoot the 12, he's going to sell something out. He's going to have to go into the 6 as well. These balls really aren't favoring Roberto. The 1 and the 13 applying a lot of pressure to him. Watch for body movement. Oh, he stayed down well. He's hit it short, just a hair. Roberto says perfect. I highly disagree. I think that Alex can back cut this 10 and Z the cue ball to the top right rail or the bottom rail of the table. I just don't know if the side pocket's in the way, but oh, there's a combination available that I overlooked, the 6-5, and Alex is going to shoot. Must be laying really nicely because he's gone right to it. And it was laying really nicely. He wanted to get on the 6. I think I'd be happy with just this. You can play the 1, come down for the 13, then bank the stripe. A little gamesmanship amongst the two. Is he looking at the 6? Maybe this angle's deceiving me. Maybe, okay. I felt like the 1 was the shot. Go through this ball. You don't want to let up here. Oh, he's overcut it. He's overcut it and given up a shot. Wow, that's a big error you don't expect Pagulayan to make, especially in a position like that with a 5-3 ball lead in game number 1. Looks like we're going to be all tied up where this game should have been over. Roberto has to be feeling very good. Think he's just got to take his medicine, pocket this ball, and remove the 1. Shots like that can get you in trouble playing position on ghost balls that are way up table. The reason being is it can tempt you into doing something different when all the while knowing in the back of your mind you have to remove that 1. He's very good at using a high karate as we call it, or a high force follow. He's going to kick at it. He's done really nicely. Did he get a rail? I don't know that the 1 got a rail. Okay. Alex not going to shoot the 6. So I believe he's going to kick at the 1, or he can 2-rail it out. I like this. Don't want it to go on the side. It's so funny how often that seems to happen when you don't want it to. Of course, if you tried to do it, you never can. I thought Roberto might go at this bank, but he's not. All cue ball focus here. Nicely done. Didn't want the 8 and 1 to jumble up, but the 1 does still play. He's done really well with the cue ball. It's so important for you guys at home. It's so important to focus on that cue ball and shots such as those. It makes life so much more difficult on your opponent. Just wears them down over time if you continue to do this. And it makes a bank like this much more difficult to hit. Yeah, he's overcut it. He's possibly left the 1. I don't know that Roberto will take it on, but he's probably left him in about as good a position as he could to pocket the 1. Immediately looking to cross this ball. He's caught it a hair thick, but I think the cue ball is going to finish well. If he's got Alex covered on this 10, it's not good for Alex. I don't know what he's looking at here. But whatever it was, it looked a little dangerous. Possibly looking at three railing the 8. I believe the 10 is in the way. Is he going to stick him on the 1 here? Oh, he played the carom, the two-way carom, so it laid better than I thought. This camera angle tricking me a little bit, and I apologize for that. But very, very powerful shot. Notice the cue ball direct to the 15, which is causing immediate problems for Roberto. This is why Roberto wants to shoot the 10, because he's got a clean cue ball. Is it the right shot? I don't know. He doesn't think it's the right shot, but he might be forced to shoot it, or he might talk himself into shooting it. The problem with this shot is I don't know what type of future he has with it. He can cue the ball cleanly, though. This is a game loser if he doesn't make it. And he's aware. Oh, he's hit it really good. Does he get on the 1? I mean, just a fraction more, and he's really good on the 1. What a hit by Roberto Gomez. A lot of drama in this first game. He's a little concerned about the 6. It's a pretty smart play. Did he get it over enough, though? Or can Alex put a good hit on this 6 and leave the cue ball up there somewhere right of the 15? Alex having none of it. He's going to cross the 1 and come back down, I believe. That's what he's done. How's his speed? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Something this simple can gain you a lot. Okay, that's well controlled as well. You no longer get the sense that Gomez is pressured or forcing anything. I just felt like he was in that type of mode in the first half of this match or game. You now feel like he's settled down a little bit. He's playing very controlled. The 6, he can see the whole 6, but the path isn't really there due to the 1 ball. If he wants to straight back, bank that ball, it's not available. He could clip off of the edge of the 1 and leave him up by the topside pocket. Live to fight another day. Wants to do something with the 15, but I just don't feel that this is the time. I don't know that you get the cue ball where you want it. What's he got? What's he got in mind here? Is the two railer on the 6 available? I don't think he can get to the left side of the 6 or the bottom side of the 6 to two rail it, but he's acting like maybe he's going to two rail the 1. Boy, I think the kiss could be available there. I don't think the kiss is okay. He's doing something with the 15. Oh, he doesn't want that to drop. I don't think it kills him, but it didn't help him that that ball dropped. I actually like what he tried to do there. He was going to utilize the 15 to block the one from banking. Kind of surprised he's going at this. Could leave a cross corner. You could lose the game banking at this ball. You can't lose the game cutting at the 15. These guys are so good at edging the ball. But if he hits this heavy, he's hit it really well, though. Yeah, he's hit it very well. Good speed, great control of both balls, the object ball and the cue ball. So a real battle going on in game number one. Alex has got to do something with the one ball here, I believe. Cross the face of it, maybe send it your direction. He's worried about the kiss. Yeah, I think he's a little concerned about the kiss. Therefore, he might have to try and go deeper and just take it out versus cross the face. He's a little too straight to cross the face of it and miss the kiss. The cue ball's a little higher up towards that table up above us. I think he can do it with ease. Yeah, that was the problem. He tried to cross the face of it. He tried to adjust to miss the kiss, therefore spinning it more. He overspun it. The ball didn't get back in time with this new cloth. And he's going to sell out game number one, in my opinion. Roberto playing for two. They're both right there. A pretty big swing in game number one. Wow. A little surprised that he went rail first. It's going to be okay. He is going to get this down, most likely. Just a little bit surprised. Roberto Gomez takes game number one in this race to 3 versus Pagulayan. Looked like Pagulayan had control of most of that game. Thank you to our sponsors, Bad Boy Billiards, Hustlin' Clothing, Hustlin' USA, JB Custom Cases, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues, and Littman Lights, the best in the business. All right, Pagulayan to break, and that was a huge game. I am your host, Scott Frost, a.k.a. The Freezer. But that was a real big game, as you noticed. Alex could have stolen it or cracked Roberto's break. Instead, he's got to fight from behind. If this match goes hill-hill, Roberto will be breaking. That's how important the lag is. Is he looking to two-rail kick behind the 3? Possibly sending the cue ball up towards the 14? I like it. But does he like it? I think he... It's really tough to tell exactly what he's got right here. I don't know if is he looking to... he might be looking to carom the stripe in nearest the 13. I think that's what he's doing, and clearing everything at once. Oh, and this is what he's done, and he's hit it perfectly. And note the 13 rattles out and leaves perfect position for a bank if he'd like. The 7's available. This is a great shot. Let's take another look at this carom. Right in the heart. 13 rattles out. Lays nicely. Excellent play there by Roberto Gomez. Immediately following Pagulayan's break. Talk about break. This could be a real heart breaker. Yeah. Thought he might come up for the 7 first. He was laying really good. He's underhit that ball. It's a little tougher to hold for the 7 here now. He's aware of it. Now he's got to stun it versus just roll it. Oh, this is a result of the first shot on the 6. I felt like he laid perfect to draw 2 rails up for the 7, possibly get an angle to clip the 1 and then get a shot on the 9. You can always use the bank as insurance, right? You've always got that. Take your chance and try and get on the balls there, especially after coming with a great carom. Pagulayan has a cross corner on this 7. I don't think he can kiss it. I think he can get out of the kiss, I guess I should say. Might even get behind the stack here. He might even be able to play position. I think he can. He's so close to the 7. Well, he's hit it short as well. I alluded to this earlier. These tables playing a lot more true than you would think with new cloth. Typically expect them to lengthen out, but not here. Not at the Derby City Classic. They've been playing so true, and all the great players enjoy these tighter pockets. Yes, it lengthens the matches out a little bit, but I'll tell you what, if you work your whole life to become a top player, you want the best equipment, and that's what you get in diamond tables. This angle that he has on the 4 tells me he's got to go forward. But the problem is the 5 and 15. I don't know that he can miss those. Yeah, okay, so he played to go off the 15. Did a little jaywalking there. Thought he pocketed the ball. He did hang it up. He hit it really well. Pagulayan's got to just pocket this. Leave him there, I believe. Huh. Kind of curious as to why he drew that ball. Don't know if he was worried about leaving him a 3. I wouldn't be worried about leaving him a 3. Pagulayan has 1 ball. Roberto has 3. The ball that Pagulayan has is the one that Roberto made for him. I think Roberto's coming off the 9 here and sticking. And it's pretty nice. He didn't want the 9 to fall. That's going to cause problems possibly down the road. Alex can go to the 3 here. 2 railing it to his side, sending the cue ball up table. Really wants to focus on cue ball control if that's the case, if that's what he wants to shoot. Yeah, I think 2 railing the 3 somewhere over towards the 14, just getting it in play is okay. Don't know that it's available to pocket or play towards your hole. I think the kiss could be there. He's not a fan of how the 5 and 1 are tied up, but I think you worry about those much later. I think you've got to get this 3 over in play. Really put this cue ball down good. Well, he's tricked me. Pretty tricky. I don't know how great it is, though. I feel like Roberto can bank this 3 into the 7 and play the cue ball over here behind the 1 and 5. It's just what I see immediately. Not saying that's what it is. He's looking like he's got an angle to go in between the 5 and 4 with the cue ball. So the angle's much steeper than I thought. Sort of like the same shot that he shot just a couple innings ago. I don't know if he's under hit this. Well, he's hit it quite well. Look at the speed he's used here. That's pretty impressive. He's 4 feet away from that stack, and he played that cue ball there, utilizing that stack to block the 3. Alex immediately looking at the 5-1, but boy, that's steep. I don't know that he can hit enough of the 5 to make the 1. You just get a sense of momentum change and confidence coming out of Roberto now. Alex kicking to the 3. Oof. Yeah, he fouled the 1. But it doesn't really matter because he followed the 3 in. They're talking about moving it back, I believe. See where Roberto puts it. Alex isn't laughing. Roberto is. There he goes. He's giving us a little smile. Sometimes we all have to laugh. I need to do a little more of that sometimes as well when I'm playing. You can get into a serious mode and sometimes it can really hurt you. It's best to have fun and relax. Obviously, stay focused. Roberto looking to possibly, I think he can 3-rail this 14 and stick or hold. You're going to maximize this with inside English. Wants to stun the cue ball forward here using this stack. Oh, he's caught the 1 and 5. Yeah, he said his 3 rails was no good. But what has he left? Yeah, of course I see the 3. Can he cross the 3 going up in towards the 8? Just missing the 7? If so, this could be a devastating shot. Alex has to feel pretty good from where he was. And this is what I alluded to earlier, guys. He really weighs out his options. He's tactically one of the best I've probably ever seen or played at this portion of the game. If he's going to shoot a shot, 99% of the time it's probably the right shot. Yeah, this is potentially devastating. He hit it just a fraction short once again. In your mind, you're not thinking that ball is going to come short, but it continues to do so. And that's just a matter of the table playing much more true than you think. There's a lot of people in the building. The humidity is high. The rails are playing sharp. Does this bank by the 7 or is he playing it into the 7? Well, he did both. Didn't mean to do either. It's a big error here. Because Alex can bank the maroon 7 into the 3. The 3 plays as a big ball here. Both of them struggling just a little bit. It's common. It happens. Yeah, I've got to believe he's making the 7 at the 3. He's hit it. He's hit it. He's hit it too good. I was gonna say the three laid like a big ball because it was just off the rail, and he caught it in the only spot that you could catch it, which we would say perfectly, to where it doesn't go. So another little roll for Mr. Gomez. Does he take on the combination kick and try to stick him behind the three here? You got to catch the three heavy. He's just played it easy. I like it. It's cut pretty much everything off. I don't know that Alex can get to the one. And if he can't get to the one, what does he do? Does he tick you under the three here? Is that an option? I mean, it gives him an opportunity to another inning, that's for sure. I just don't know if that's the option. Problem is going up table, banking at the 14. We all noticed the 11, 13, the 8 might even play, but the 5 is available. Everything pretty much benefits Roberto's pocket. So I mean, you can always take a foul, but I definitely don't think it's time to push your luck banking at the 14. Unless you think you can three rail the key. Yeah, this is what he's looking at. This is my first option. He doesn't want to do it because it's so passive. Okay. And he knows that Roberto's going to do the same thing right back. And sooner or later, Alex might be staring down the pipe of the 7 straight in Roberto's pocket. So he kind of wants to avoid it. And I get that. But if you want to avoid it, consider taking a foul. It's not panic time. Roberto's only up 3-0. Well, notice the time Alex is taking here. It tells you the severity of the situation. I think he's going to two-rail kick towards the 5, taking a foul here. Yeah, this is great. Very good shot. Almost cut him off from the 14 as well, which could have been really detrimental. Yeah, I think Roberto has to come off the 14 here. Something that you might want to worry about, though, is the carom available on the 7-3 from up table? Is Alex able to carom that in? Boy, he's looking at two-railing this. I just don't know what you do. What are you doing with the cue ball? You going back and forth here? Yeah, I don't know about this. He does, though. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel you could have hit it hard enough to control both balls. Note the ball that he two-railed didn't have the pace to get to the pocket. His cue ball was coming out. So if he hit the object ball hard enough, his cue ball would have come all the way out and sold the one out. So what are you really trying to achieve there? I think he might have pushed his luck a little bit too far at that point. I do believe the carom is available on the 3. The only problem is he's only going to get one there. I don't. Yes, he could cut the 1. I don't think that's the shot. Can he cross the 13 into the 7 and 3 and play the cue ball one rail up behind the 8? I don't know if he can hit it hard enough to open the 7-3 up. What's he looking at? He's definitely looking at something aggressive. Yeah, he might be taking the one on now. Okay. I thought he might be doing that. He played the one off of the stripe. Here's the problem with that shot is that the 7 and 3 didn't go. I just don't know. Maybe he was playing it off of those balls. I think he was asking a lot of himself right there. Yeah, Roberto playing the cross corner, spinning this ball, twisting it back. And he's done real well, too. 14 plays. Roberto could be off to the races here. Go to the 13 next. I think he's laid perfect on this. He could go to the 13 now if he'd like. Yeah, he's thinking if I get this down, everything opens up for me. And that's what he's done. A little firm. Yeah, this is all preference here. Like to shoot the 14, but the problem is it doesn't carry position. Oh, he's hit it really pure. Very good stroke on that ball. Stays down really well. Looking to see if the 15 plays from that angle. And if it does, Gomez could take a 2-game lead in this race to 3. Yeah, I think he's okay. I think he likes it there. He might even catch some of the 11 first. I don't know, though. It's pretty risky. If you don't knock this ball down, the position of these balls, Alex is right back in this game. I might even bank the 2 here. He looked at it. He was close to it. He's so good at spinning balls when he's close to it. Gomez takes game number 2 in this race to 3. Got to thank our sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, the best in the biz, Simona's Cloth, Aram with Pool Balls, Outsville Rack, AccuStats Video Production, and Masters Chalk. Do us a favor and like and subscribe. Railbirds TV, bringing you the action. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys very much. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. And Roberto back to break in game number 3 and seal the deal with a 3-0 win against Alex Pagulayan. I wouldn't call it an upset, but it definitely isn't what you would expect. He's got the cue ball up nicely. Alex might have an escape with the 15 or 14, but Roberto's done real well here to protect the 1 and the 11. I'd rather have the cue ball too high than too low off the break. And Alex is a little bit serious right now. Can't blame him. Into the 7th round. This is to advance into round number 8. And what I think is probably, without a doubt, the most difficult one-pocket tournament in the world. I think you've got to win something like 18 rounds in order to win it. It's pretty grueling. Is he looking to take a foul? Maybe he's looking to kick one rail up, basically 1 to 2 rails up behind the 11. Just don't know if the 15 negates playing it into the back of the 1 and sending the cue ball 3 rails. I think the side pocket is in the way there for that power shot. It looks like he might be shooting it. Trying to figure out some other options. Is he looking to smash into the 1 here? Leave him up table? Oh, he's looking to stick. It's pretty good from where he was. Actually, a little unfortunate not to get something closer to his pocket, in my opinion. Hit that very nice. Roberto wiping the felt because he's considering cutting this ball, and I guess he is cutting it this 14. I think the reason he considers taking this on is that the 15 will stop the cue ball, or not stop it, but send it in the right direction. Once again, he's close to this. Oh, he's overcut it. Yeah, he's overcut it. The 15 just got far enough to where it makes it difficult on Alex. He can definitely cut at it. I expect him to cut at it, being down 2-0. I think he's going to get a little more aggressive. I would be surprised if Alex takes this ball out. I'm a bit surprised here. I feel like he can cut at this 15 and go into the 11. Now he's looking at it. I feel like he's kind of got to shoot here. Roberto broke the balls. You've got to change something. You've got to get something going your direction as far as momentum. All you've really done, I think he's ran 4 balls, and that was at the start of game number 1. But all you've really kind of done this match is tick-tack. I know he knows that. And that's what he's struggling with in his mind. He wants to take it on. Just don't know if his confidence tells him he can do it. And I can't see the exact angle the cue ball's taking. So it's possibly not going into the 11 if he naturally shoots it. So I'm obviously not at the table, and I'm not going to fault his decision, whatever it is, especially if you hit it that good. He wanted to shoot. I know he did, but he's done quite well here. I think Roberto can at worst go rail first off of this 9, bring the cue ball up towards his 14. Does he want to bank at it? I don't know. He's looking like he wants to 3-rail this ball. Watch this shot. Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball 1 rail. 1 rail. Well, he went 2 rails. He wanted to 1 rail it. Or maybe he wanted to 2 rail it. Look at this shot. Okay. I knew that's what he was doing, but I didn't know that's what he was doing, if you get my point. What a play this was. Alex got a little grin. Because typically the guys will play that, playing the cue ball, killing it 1 rail straight up and down. It's a shot they've been shooting the last couple of years that's really effective. If he played it like this, I'll have to ask him after the match. If he played it like this, I'm going to buy him dinner. Alex taking the foul, 2 rails towards the 15. Oh, he's hit it way too wide. Yeah. At worst, he's going to give up some type of a bank, losing position, but Roberto can obviously cut at this. Does it carry position? This is not going to roll off. Oh, see, I thought he would hit it harder. Wow. That was a little surprising. I thought he would hit it harder. Very tough to tell what he's got here. Can he one, two, three? Can he four rail the 14 and just stick him right there? Just four rail the 14 with speed, get it out of there and just stick him there? Or does he have something shooting a 9 off the 5? Yeah, so he's looking to play this, what we call an offer. He's going to play the 9 off of the 5. And I guess he's going to go into the heavy side of the 6. He's drawing this. Let's see what he does. He's gone into the thin side of the 6. That's why he drew it. Pretty well done from where he was. Wow. Yeah, and let's go back to when Alex had the cut, and I felt like the cue ball was going to go into the 11. You know, you don't get a lot of opportunities to stay aggressive and offensive, and really he hasn't had any chances since then. What a hit this is! What a hit! Look at the cue ball. And I'm not knocking Alex, but once again, that play there was really a defensive play, right? It turned into an offensive play. He got some great action out of it. But you just feel like he needed to be a little bit more aggressive. And yes, this match isn't over, but I feel like he's just a little passive or a little tentative in this match. And Alex owes 1, so that'll get him even. I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to see Alex a little more aggressive here in the later stages of this set. I think it could turn the tables and might tell Roberto that he's here to stay. But he's kind of been on the defense, like I said, most of this match. I mean, a lot of this match, he's been on the defense anyway. It seems like a big portion of it. And that's not how you want to play the game, right? You want to play your style and make your opponent be on the defense. With a player as good as Alex, it's very tough to keep from trying to outmove somebody. His cue ball is so accurate. And he's done really well, obviously. I think he would have rather had him behind the 3 and 8. Therefore, Roberto couldn't come off this 1. Boy, what's he looking at here? Is he looking to play this? Wow. Wow. That ball was going in. That would have been a highlight shot. I felt like he was going to make contact with something in the stack if he played it like that. So that was really surprising. Look at the cue ball as well. He even puts the 1 in a position where it goes, but the 1 was on track to go, and the 13 just catches it. All right, Alex has to make something happen here. I think he's playing the 13, obviously. Catching it. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. It's about as good as you could do from there. Roberto looking to whack at the 2. He does a lot of bluffing, so I don't know that he'll shoot that. And I don't think that's gamesmanship. I think that that's just what he's looking at, right? He's looking at his options, which is really a good thing to do. He just does it where you can see it real clearly. He's kicking at the 13 here. He got a little fortunate. He was trying to cross the face of it, but he double kissed it. It's turned out beautifully. Yeah, this is a little difficult here. Alex comes down to do anything with the 1. He's got to protect against the 9 and 13 bank. He's got to be real careful to get that cue ball up. Well, he was real careful to get the cue ball up. Whereas I don't think Alex would shoot this 5. I think Roberto will. And I'm not saying for sure, right? But I'm just trying to point out what I think the difference in this match might be so far. Looking at playing the 5 off of the 12, and drawing the cue ball over behind the stack. Problem is, what is the 12 going to do? And are you going to leave some type of bank on the 2? As good as he is at cutting balls, I feel like he's almost better off to just go cleanly at it. And that's what he's looking at now. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Is Alex has had this opportunity once or twice in the match and passed it up, and I believe it's cost him. I can't fault Roberto for shooting at this. He's made every one of them that he's been close to. He's overcut one of them, but it was very steep. I think he's going to get great results if pocketed. I think he's a good favorite to make it. Probably a 75 to 80% favorite to make this every time, maybe even a little more. And if that's the case, you've got to shoot. He wants to play the carom, the 5 off the 12. And see what he ends up doing here. I think shooting straight at it is a higher percentage. There he goes, bluffing us again. Now, this is a much safer route. He doesn't know for sure if the ball is going to go in or not this way, but it is a safer route. A lot more control. And you can't argue with this shot, right? I mean, it's pretty hard to argue with that execution. He makes it look easy. It wasn't that easy. Boy, is he going to force Alex to try and rip these 2 balls? Problem is, you've got to protect against that 9 and 13 bank. He doesn't want the kiss. Yeah, I think he let up on that actually a little bit. He wanted to rip that. Roberto has 2, playing for 6. He's looking at the combination. I think the combination lays good. The only concern he might be worried about is the 13 is going to come off and going back into the cue ball. Could get that kiss. He'd like to just stop right there and take the bank on the 5 next, if it's laying the way I think it's laying. Yes. He's looking at what direction or path the 13 will take. It could all go wrong, I guess, if he cuts at this combination and the 13 runs into the cue ball and leaves the cue ball and 13 straight into Alex's pocket. But I think he's a big favorite for most of this to go right. Yeah, the combination laid nice. He got a kiss. An unexpected kiss off of the 13. I didn't expect it to kiss that direction. I expected them to possibly kiss. Maybe he was playing position to get straight in on the 13. And he knew they were going to kiss on that side. Unfortunately, it kissed perfect, leaving a scratch. Alex with another opportunity. Not that he's had a bunch, but I know in game number one he had something similar and he got 4 balls where he probably should have been out. He's got to stay below the 13 here, in my opinion, to where he can split the 12 and 7. Yeah, whether he got a shot on the 13 or not, I don't feel like he played that the right way. He wanted to hit it firm, ensuring that he pockets the ball. Just tells me that he's a little lacked on confidence. I think if he rolls that in and comes below the 13, cutting the 13 in and opening up the stack, he's in a lot better position. He's at the table, not me. He's got an angle. He can go into the pile here. He's overcut the mark. And it wasn't available, he said, and he still tried it. That tells me that he doesn't think he could have saw enough of the ball, get enough clean hit. Does Roberto want to look at crossing the 13 into this 9? Or does he just want to take the 9 on? The 9's a pretty big ball. I think you could cross the 13 into it. The 9's, see what position he gets. Well, if you can control it that well, who am I to give suggestions? What a hit. Very good hit. Made it look much easier than it really was. That 9 was quite deep in the pocket. He's playing for 6. Does he get him? Does he want to disturb the pack now? Or does he want to come over clear of it, taking the 13? Yeah, here's the only issue with that is it's going to put you on the rail. Thought he could draw into the top side of the 11, maybe just tickling those balls open just a little bit to where he's got a shot on the 3, then go to the 2, and then possibly get out. He hit it really well. He got a lot out of that. He was pretty flat. So just to get a shot on the 3 there is impressive in my opinion. He's looking. He walked over to look and see if the 7 or 6 are wired up to Alex's pocket. All that does is put more pressure on you when you're shooting a 3, but we all do it to ourselves. That's what he's looking at. He said, well, if I elevate and try and roll this 3 in and miss it, can I lose the game? And if so, how? Well, this is how. I don't expect him to miss this, though. But do you need to force it, right? Do you need to force position? Is he looking to punch to the 2? Or do you just cinch this? Well, I think he got a shot out of this. I don't know if the kiss is on, but it looks to me like he's got a cross on the 7. Note the 11, 12, and 6. They don't go in Alex's pocket. This would allow freedom on this cross corner, meaning if Roberto wants to spin the cue ball all the way out, he's got the freedom to do so. Yeah, he's actually done exactly what I said. He drew it out. I think he wanted to play position for the bank on the 11. Might be a little steep on that, which is fine. You're playing for 2. You're up 2-0 in the match. Maybe it's time to play a little lockdown pool. I don't know. Depends on the angle he's got. I don't see anything wrong with chopping the 4 back over towards the cue ball and bringing him down to the lower right corner. But if this lays okay, you can't blame him for that either. He's stayed aggressive this match, and that's what's gotten him to this position. So why stop now? Yeah, nice. What a clean hit. What a clean hit. Playing for 1 and to advance in a round 8 of this Derby City Classic. Pretty impressive display. He's played really well the second half of this match, in my opinion, keeping Alex pretty tied up, stayed aggressive. Everything he's hit's been very clean. Looking to play the combination bank. In his mind, he's wanting to hang it up at worst. Where's he going with the cue ball here? Okay. Well, he's done really well. Some of you might contest that decision I just made, but what he's really done, whether the 1 goes or not, he's put a load of pressure on Pagulayan. And I think Alex is going to immediately go to the 6, taking it out. You've got to wonder what Alex is telling himself right now. He's got to be saying, how have I got myself into this position? Well, he shot, and he actually ripped the 6 out. So if he could have got that ball down, he might have got somewhere with this. I don't fault him for shooting. What does Roberto do? Roll it to 2 for the win? Oh, another clean hit. Roberto Gomez advances into round number 8 in the 2023 Derby City Classic 1 Pocket Division. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Thank you for joining us at Railbirds TV, and we'll see you next time.